Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Zergypoo, and I'm bringing to you a game from the ladder. I believe this is Gold League. And allow me to introduce the players. We have the Zerg in the northeast corner. His name, theOxifier. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this means, but it seems like he is the one that provides oxygen. So, the logical conclusion is that he is a plant. Now, in the northwest corner, we have our Brotoss. His name is Kownage. Yes, Kownage. Not the Kownage, just Kownage. And he, I know for a fact, is most certainly not a plant. Now, what do we have going on here? We have a probe scout heading to the wrong side of the map. That is very unfortunate, because the Zerg is situated so that the probe will not see him until it is a very long time, better sooner than later. And now what do we have coming out from the Zerg? We have a drone scout. Look at what's being produced. So nothing for the Zerg, and a gateway and a probe for the Brotoss. Now we have a wall up coming from Kownage, which is very standard against Zerg. Now Kownage is not going for a forged fast expand, which is pretty good on this map, but not all players like the forged fast expand, so it's okay. And the Zerg, this hatch I believe came out on 13 supply, so looks like our Zerg is going for the standard 13 supply to no econ play. Very, very standard in these leagues. And the Zerg going for a gas seal, trying to prevent any sort of perhaps DT or fast Stargate. Oh, and he cancels the extractor. Scouts around, sees the cybernetic core. Is he going to waste 6 more minerals? We'll have to wait and see. Oh, and Kownage takes his own extractor, the SBN geyser, the Silmater, whatever. And the hatch, the expansion just finishing up for the Oxifier. Kownage sees this, and what we have coming out, we have the spawning pole followed by the evolution chamber, so he can get upgrades for his drones. Or perhaps he's doing some sort of Zergling spore crawler rush. Who knows? Now, coming out from the Brotoss, we have still just one gate, warp gate coming out, and adding on another gate. Perhaps Kownage is going for some sort of 2-gate pressure into expansion. And the Zerg finish up that. What is this drone doing? Is he going to build something up? Perhaps a Roach Warren? Can't imagine what else. Queen is finally coming out. Seems a bit late, who knows? And we have a spore crawler. So I was right. He is probably doing some sort of spore crawler Zergling push. Now I'm not so sure about this wall. There's a gap on this side for the zealot. It's hard to tell on these maps. There's a gap here or here. And now Kownage is cornering the gateway, so looks like he's got to put on some pressure here. Take advantage of the macroing Zerg player who has 22 drones. Interesting. And yes, he is expanding before his push. Very interesting. He has 3 zealots and a stalker. Let's see how much damage this army can do. How is the Zerg going to prepare? He spotted it over here, which is 2 Zerglings. What's he doing to prepare for this? Producing 2 Zerglings. and 2 spine crawlers. But the problem is, spine crawlers take a long time to form, so you're probably not going to be ready by the time this push is already here. Looks like Kownage going straight for drones, but then attacking these wings. Nice micro, preventing the surround. And he's going to get the queen? No, he's going to go for some drones. Spine crawler is just about to finish, so it will probably be enough to push Kownage out of his face. And looks like Kownage is retreating. So Zerg defended that, but it caused them to produce a lot of wings, which is larva that you could have spent on his drone. So it's a good pressure by Kownage. This queen's pretty low in energy, so decent macro in that sector. What do we have from the Kownage? We have still 2 gateways coming off the forge, and cannon, 2 cannons. Gonna wall off this part of the face to prevent any sort of Zerglings trying to go up into the main. So now he just has to defend this side of his natural. Now it looks like Kownage is building a few more gateways, perhaps going out for a second push sometime soon. Oh, we'll see. Yes, 3 coming on the way, so that's 5 gates, and getting the +1 ground. Weapons very good against Zerg. Now, what kind of play is Zerg going for? He's finally getting his lair up. He only has Zerglings at the moment, so it leads you to think he might be going for some sort of Zergling Muta combination. Very popular in today's metagame. Kownage going for some gateway play. Still no robo. Still no higher tech. Now this space looks like it's a little oversaturated. He could send some drones. If he was going for Muta, he probably should think about taking these geysers. Getting this expansion up, but well, he actually does have enough drones for 2 exos, but a little too many drones here. Now, for Kownage, we only have 35 throws, but mining fully the gas, and now we have a robo coming out, building an observer. Let's see if he... Now, other robo units, Colossus would be good against Zerglings. Mortals, not so much, but let's see if he uses this robo for anything besides the observer. Maybe even a warp person, which would be very exciting. Now, it looks like Kownage just stopped producing probes. We'll see if that'll be an issue. And actually, we have 6 gates and a robo. And so I missed this push heading out. He's very pressure heavy, which will be good against these Zerglings as long as he gets some good force fields off. And there he protects the sentries from the Zerglings, very good. But now the sentries are kind of stuck in this cubby, which is fine since he's killing this third. Now, what is the Zerg doing? Will he have enough to push this back? He's only producing... He's getting melee attack, now he's producing a ton of wings. But he doesn't have... Oh, he has a Midas one. Interesting. Looks like this Overlord is poised in position to... for this Midas network to, what do you... I don't know, summon a Midas one? I don't know how it works. +1 finishing up. Still oversaturated on the space. Kownage is just mauling this Zerg opponent. T-base to T-base, not looking good. You only have tier 1 units, especially. It's not looking good for Zerg. These spine crawlers, providing enough defense. We'll have to see if the Zerg decides to produce any army units besides Zerglings. Very good positioning by this zealot. If you're a Zerg player, you want to move your wings around to attack the zealot. And here we have a Nidus one coming, but it's foiled by this cannon. This Kownage's foresight to put a cannon right here where this Overlord is, and he's warping in more cannons to shoo away this pesky Overlord. And it looks like the Zerg is getting a macro hatch, the third expo, and let's check on the units tab. We have 39 probes, 51 drones, so the Zerg is ahead on drones, but he is just killing the space. You don't want to do this. You want to transfer these. You want to take your geysers if you're already saturating your minerals too. And no more buildings coming out for Zerg. Because Zerg doesn't like buildings. We have the Zergling going to spot any third attack, which is coming out right now. We have Archons, Sentries, Zealots, Stalkers, leaving this guy at home to watch, I don't know, watch for Zerglings or something. Gotta take control of the center of the map. And will we keep pushing or just go back? Let's see. What else do we have coming out? We have Temple Archives, so obviously because we have the Archon. We have leg speed, very good. And let's go back to this battle. Oh, and here we have a Spire coming out, so Zerg finally deciding to call us meters once Kownage already has 3 Archons and Sentries. Now, Spine Crawlers are good for defense, but not when you don't have any units. So, if what Zerg should have done was bring his wings back and then attack once these units were at the Spine Crawlers. And in a last-ditch effort, Zerg is bringing off his drones, which just get evaporated right away. Kownage coming out with a third expansion, just for kicks. Zerg trying to expand here, but our wings doing nothing. And no drones to saturate. No drones to saturate this anymore. He's got a ton of drones here. And let's see if this Zerg can hang in here with all these Spine Crawlers. Will they finish in time? Looks like yes, they'll finish in time, but is the positioning good enough? Will he be able to micro his Spine Crawlers well enough to destroy his army? Will Kownage just sit there, getting killed? Looks like not. Finally some mutas coming out, but 2 mutas, not very good against this kind of army. And the Archons, Zealots, just tearing away at these Spine Crawlers. 2 mutas come, get destroyed immediately, and theOxifier has left the game. Well, there you have it.